Craziest place that I've ever heard of somebody landing high ticket fitness clients was actually in a labor and delivery room. So my good friend Robbie, he's also a success coach on our team, former IFCA client. He used the process that I'm going to share with you today to land 4 awesome clients from a labor and delivery room while his wife was in labor. Literally, no joke. He signed 4 clients from this one conversation from a nurse, and it wasn't luck. He used a specific framework that made it so easy for the nurse to hear what he did and think, wow, that's exactly what I need, what my sister needs, and I know 2 coworkers who also need that. By the end of this episode, I'm going to show you exactly how to do the same thing, where to find them, from Uber rides to airport lounges, kids play dates. So whether you're an online coach, consultant, a service provider, regardless, this strategy will really help you. And I'm going to share with you how to approach people, right? How to not feel awkward and scared when you see somebody that you want to start a conversation with. Welcome back to the Fitness Business Podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, what up, Tube Squad? All maybe 1,000 of you. But I'm excited to talk with you all today about a really important and critical topic, which is like finding clients that doesn't require you to just live on social media, right? Finding clients outside of social media. Like, it's a wild concept that you can actually do that in an online coaching space, but it very well is possible. I've done it a bunch and I've got some crazy stories. I'm gonna give you step-by-step tactics on how to do it. And this isn't gonna be a thing that you can scale, but some of my best clients that I ever would work with were people that I met at airports, people that I met at, business events or networking things, or even for the park, with my kids. Like, it's always been the case. All right. So quick backstory. Craziest place though that I've ever heard of somebody landing high ticket fitness clients was actually in a labor and delivery room. All right. So my good friend Robbie, he's also a success coach on our team, former IFCA client. He used the process that I'm going to share with you today to land 4 awesome clients from a labor and delivery room while his wife was in labor. And literally, so no joke, he signed 4 clients from this one conversation from a nurse, and it wasn't luck. He used a specific framework that made it so easy for the nurse to hear what he did and think, wow, that's exactly what I need, what my sister needs, and I know 2 coworkers who also need that. I'm going to go talk to him about this, right? So by the end of this episode, I'm going to show you exactly how to do the same thing, where to find them, from Uber rides to airport lounges, kids play dates, right? So whether you're an online coach, consultant, a service provider, regardless, this strategy will really help you. And I'm going to share with you how to approach people, right? How to not feel awkward and scared when you see somebody that maybe you want to start a conversation with. Let's dive in. So the reality is most coaches struggle to find clients online because, they might be just focused on one avenue instead of thinking more broadly, right? Instead of thinking more creatively. So what I mean is you might be stuck only relying on spamming people in the DMs or waiting for clients to magically appear through referrals or whatever else the case. But the truth is, opportunities to connect with clients are everywhere. Okay. You just need to know how to look, where to go, and exactly what to say. So quick stage setting. So there are kind of 2 buckets and strategies to think about when it comes to getting clients. Hormozi talks about this in $100 million leads. You have one-to-one and one-to-many, right? One-to-one is the ability to have a one-to-one conversation with a prospect. One-to-many is to be able to do one thing that potentially gets in front of many people, right? So one-to-one, think meeting people at the gym, the airport, networking events, or waiting in line for a coffee. It's manual, it's not scalable, but it does build deep trust fast. And those are usually some of the easiest clients to convert, right? It also could involve things like cold prospecting online, right? So if you're messaging people like cold DMing, that's one-to-one prospecting. Or if you're using like warm prospecting, which would involve literally going through your phone book, your social media followers, everybody that you have contact information for, you organize them, you categorize them, and then you use a specific framework to reach out to either position a referral, give them a lead magnet, or maybe give them a pitch for your offer. Okay, and I went through this entire system. It's actually in an episode. If you look up episode 466, it's titled How to Use Alex Hormozi's $100 million leads framework to sign your next 2 to 3 clients in 7 days, even if you have no audience. So I'm not going to get into that today. If you want to go listen to that episode, be my guest. But when it comes to one-to-many, that's posting content. It's running ads. It's like email lead gen, right? It's those kind of functions. It's highly scalable, super predictable, but it does require a baseline level of skill, and you usually need to have some cash. So it's not always the easiest thing to get started with. That's why, like for our students in IFCA, when they come in, a big thing that we do is we actually pay for their first month of ad spend. We launch their first ad campaign. We give them the creative, give them the templates, basically do it for them so we can start getting leads coming in the door day one while we're building the skills, we're building the social media content, we're doing other things to get clients. And then after month one, a lot of those leads are there, right? So anyways, the wrap up is you need both. And I would just say if you have fewer than 5 clients right now, focus on one-to-one first, right? It's what builds momentum. But the reality is, even if you're more advanced and you have a bunch of clients, there's no reason why you shouldn't leverage every opportunity while you're in public. Because not only it's just a good exercise because it's uncomfortable. Most of us are very uncomfortable in public, unless you're a psycho, right? For me, I used to feel very awkward about talking to people in public, like meeting people. And I was in sales, right? And I wanted to break through this limitation. And so I had a job when I was like 23 years old. I was working as a regional sales director for a pretty big company. And I would go to a lot of events to meet potential clients, like business industry events, right? And I talked to my boss one day because I'm like, man, I go in these events, I got my fucking name tag on, everybody's talking and mingling. And then I find myself just at the back by the bar, like hammering 6 drinks, trying to loosen up. And then I never end up talking to anybody. He's like, all right, man, listen, you got to work this. You got to flex it like a muscle. So here's what he told me to do. He said, I want you to never wear a watch. Okay. Which it's a funny story. I actually did wear a watch at that time. I've always worn watches, but the watch that I wore at the time didn't even work. It was a Bulova that broke because I got drunk one time and fell and it like shattered and I just wore it anyways. So anyways, I was like, well, that works because my watch doesn't even work. So he's like, you're not going to wear a watch. And anytime you're in public, like at the gas station pumping gas, you're in an elevator, wherever, you're going to just go up and ask people what time it is. Hey, do you got the time? Oh, cool. And then you're going to compliment them. Something that you can see like, man, I really like your shirt. Or, hey, I overheard you in this conversation over there, man. I really like the way you said this. And then you'd be shocked at how much that just opens up the door for a conversation because people love being complimented. And so the simplest way to do this is like ask somebody a question, give them a compliment, and then repeat. And then ask them another question about themselves. And you can get the hint, right? If somebody's in a hurry or they're just like standoffish, that's cool. Don't push people. But 9 times out of 10, people are like, oh, like I would love to have a conversation with you, especially if it opens with a compliment. So in this episode, I'm going to give you more of a step-by-step process for that. But let's dive in on where to find the client. Here's how it goes. For each niche, I'm going to give you a few examples of where to meet them and then how to start the conversation. All right. So these are just a few niches. If I didn't cover yours, just be creative, use ChatGPT. You can figure it out. I trust you. I think you're very resourceful and you're awesome. If you're listening to this, you can figure shit out. So first niche, high level executives and business owners. So you would find people like this at networking events, real estate meetups, business lounges at airports, right? For example, I was at a real estate meetup one time and because we do some real estate investing and I met this big investor, super wealthy, who he was just explaining to me that he gained 30 pounds from stress and travel. And I mentioned my program in the way that I'm going to share with you. And he ended up signing up as a client. He was a $3,000 12-week client. I know people like a lot of our clients right now who get clients because they go to like their kids' events, right? Pretty simple. And it's just starting the conversation with them, right? And then the conversation will eventually lead into what do you do for a living, which tees you up for the perfect opportunity to use your case for clarity pitch that I'm going to talk about in a minute. Well, let's say you work with like brides to be, right? You would go to wedding expos or bridal fitness boot camps or whatever the case, right? Maybe you work with like travelers and frequent flyers, people who are like executives, right? You would go to airports, business lounges, things like that, right? The list goes on. So how to start the conversation? It's real simple. Step 1, open it up with genuine interest and ask a question. Hey, what time is it? Or just something like, hey, curious, are you traveling for business or pleasure, right? And then you just be like, hey, it's crazy how airports kind of bring people together, right? Where are you headed? Or maybe you overheard them on a meeting or in a conversation. You'd be like, hey, that meeting sounded intense, right? What do you do for work? Are you in finance? Easy. Step 2, let the conversation flow naturally. Once they engage, just ask. Well, I'm curious, like, what is it that you do for a living? When they ask, they'll tell you, then they'll most likely ask you, and it's your opportunity to shine. Step 3, you want to nail the what do you do question. Okay. So anytime you meet somebody in public, it's the opportunity to turn them into a client, or if not them becoming a client, they might know somebody who fits within your niche who will. So you want to nail the what do you do question. Okay. So here's what most coaches do and why it fumbles. They'll be like, or somebody asks, what do you do? They're like, well, I coach people online to reach their fitness goals. It's too broad. There's no emotional hook. There's no problem positioning. And people will be like, oh, that's cool. I don't really know what you mean, but whatever. Instead, we use a clarity framework, which goes like this. Hey, do you know how most parents are so busy with their kids' schedules that they usually don't have time to work out, especially to eat healthy? Well, what I do is I help busy parents lose 15 to 25 pounds in 90 days without needing to go to the gym or even change what their families eat on a regular basis. Boom. boom, right then, they're gonna be like, wow, that's what I need. Or man, my sister could use this. Or man, I know so many people. Do you have a referral program? Oh, I do. Here's my referral program. And now you got clients. All right. So an example two, that'd be like the end of the reel. Could be for corporate executives, right? Let's say you meet one and you're like, hey, I help corporate execs manage stress and lose weight, right? Instead, you would say, well, look, you know how most executives are struggling with, burnout from long work weeks, right? And it ultimately eventually leads to weight gain and zero energy for their family. So what I did is I created a 12-week executive health optimization program that helps them double their energy and lose 20 plus pounds in 90 days without sacrificing their career momentum. Boom, boom. All right, let's say it's postpartum, right? Hey, what do? Oh, I help moms get back in shape. And right way would be like, well, you know how new moms feel frustrated because their body feels kind of foreign after pregnancy? They're too exhausted to figure out, a safe postpartum workout routine. So I created a 6-month program specifically for moms, 6 weeks to a year postpartum, that helps them rebuild their core strength and lose the baby weight without even spending more than 30 minutes a day exercising. Boom, right? This works because it frames the problem first, so it's immediately relatable. It provides a niche solution for a specific person, and it sparks curiosity and referrals, right? Oh, I know somebody who needs this. So action steps. Number one, your homework. Write your clarity statement using this framework. Do you know how blank specific audience struggles with blank specific problem? So I created a time frame, how long, program that helps with specific result without the common obstacle. From there, pick 3 places to prospect. Where does your ideal client hang out? Choose 3 ways to commit and strike up conversations, and then practice your clarity statement. Make it natural, not rehearsed, right? Your goal is to be so clear about who you help, what you help them do, that clients and referrals become automatic. All right. So key takeaway, clients are everywhere. You just need to know where to look and how to position yourself to find them. So if you found this valuable, subscribe, leave a review. Appreciate you guys listening. And listen, if you're ready to scale your client acquisition, we just released a brand new training that shows how our client engine system helps coaches earn anywhere from 10K to 30K to their monthly revenue, all while doing less. If you want to check it out, click the link in the show notes or visit our website at impactfitnesscoachingacademy.com. All right, guys, this is Jordan signing off. Love you guys. See you on the next one.